Peace, everybody. So San Francisco has a program where they're going to be giving out up to about $1,000 a month to pregnant black women for a whole entire year. And they also going to be expanding this program to about 4 or 5 other cities, possibly more. I want y'all to check this out. $1,000 a month just for being pregnant. Think about that. Hold on, let me read this real quick. California is expanding its guaranteed income program for pregnant black women to receive up to $1,000 per month for 12 months. The Abundant Birth Program started in San Francisco last year in partnership with Expecting Justice to reduce racial birth disparities, such as premature birth that occur due to wealth discrepancies. The program served over 150 people over the past 12 months. To me, let me tell y'all something, man. I understand that a lot of us grew up on food stamps, especially our black folks, man. A lot of us grew up on food stamps, welfare, or we know somebody that has been brought up on that as well. That is something that is not uncommon amongst our community. But when you have programs like this, because they didn't say black families, they said pregnant black women, which means that you gotta be a single black woman. Look, man, one thing I don't like about our people, I'll say this, because I know this right here is gonna lead to a disaster, a whole destruction. We are too comfortable with settling for welfare. We are too comfortable with settling for the bare minimum just to easily get by or barely get by. And that's one thing I don't really like about our community, man. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with taking welfare sometimes. You know, you might have a bad month or so. Some people look at it like it's free money. Man, this is free money. You better take advantage, man. Take advantage. Yeah, I'm just not for settling just to barely get by. And if you have this type of discussion amongst people who grew up on welfare, or especially people who still embrace that mentality and that type of lifestyle, you might have a whole argument on your hands, because they're gonna look at you like you're the silver spoon, like you don't forgot where you came from, and like you're just out of their ballpark, like you're better than them. It has nothing to do with that. All I'm saying is we shouldn't even imagine how far we'd be as people if we actually didn't depend on the government to fund us. Imagine how far we would actually be if we didn't depend on these type of so-called benefits to barely get us by. Things like this, you gotta think about it. There's a lot of people out here that's not even giving their own baby mamas. A lot of baby daddies ain't even giving their baby mamas $1,000 a month. Majority of them ain't giving them $1,000 a month. Hell, some of them ain't even getting $500 a month, $300 a month. Some ain't even getting anything. So I get it. If you don't have that type of support in your corner, by all means, I understand why you would go that type of route to get paid. But this is where decision making comes in. I don't feel like people should get a pass just because they spread their legs and you got a baby and now all of a sudden it's oops. Nah, you're responsible for your decision making, and these are crucial decisions that you should make. You should already make sure that things are already kind of set in place, so you won't even have to beg anybody for no money at all. Once you decide to lay down, make a baby, and just have this baby and say, oh, well, I don't know where I'm going to get it. Especially if you got a man that's around, you done already took an L. And it's just crazy how we as people, a lot of us, not all of us, we will be okay with making bad decisions and then thinking that it's a cool lifestyle to live when we jump out there and just receive some assistance from the government, and it kind of cover ups the bad decision making, and it kind of just pushed to the side. And because there's so many people embracing that type of lifestyle, like I said, there's a fan base for everybody. So when you got a lot of people, if you got 80% of people or a great number of people who are living a dusty lifestyle, I would say. And I'm not saying that it's dusty all the way. It's only dusty if you wholeheartedly depend on it and don't seek anything better. Like if you are on food stamp and that's all you're settling for, you're like, look, man, I just want my stamps to kick in, bro. And you're not trying to get a better job. You're not trying to make extra money. You should never, that alone creates a dusty pattern. And then the kids pick up on that and they think that's okay. But it's not okay to depend on anybody, yet alone a system that has always failed us at some point. To be honest, this is a setup to keep the man away from home. To be honest, I can for sure a lot of women are just going to get pregnant just because they feel like, look, man, $1,000 a month, I'll take that. $1,000 a month ain't nothing. It's really nothing, but it's something to somebody, especially to somebody who's barely getting by. So this right here is the whole setup, man. I don't approve this, although I do think that people, it's dope if you have some type of setup where you can get funded, you know, to kind of take care of your bills and handle your business, but it shouldn't be something that you rely on all the time and just be like, you know what, as long as that thing come through, I'm fine. If you're okay with this, you're already going downhill. And to be honest, I don't want to be laid up with anybody. I don't want to procreate with anybody who think that is okay. It's not okay. So if I'm around you and we can make our ends meet and we're kind of doing okay for ourselves, I understand that you may look at it and say, look, we can get some extra stuff on top of the stuff we already got, man. I get that. But we're trying to erase and terminate relying on something or somebody, a system or somebody, just to get by. That's not a pattern that I want to teach my kids. That's not a pattern that I want anybody to rely on. It's okay to get it sometimes when you're having a down month or one bad year or whatever the case may be. But if you're always, if your mentality is just focused strictly on that and not elevation, Dusty, what are your thoughts about this?